shiny happy people. Welcome to Kimbaskrafts. My name is Kim, and if you're new here, hello, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back, guys. Love you. So we are here for door number 17, and it's staring us in the face. It's right dab smack in the middle. And so that is what we're going to diamond paint today. If you don't know what we're doing here, this is my DIY Advent canvas. I am behind. Yes, that is door 17. Should have been done on the 17th. But if you watch back on previous videos, you'll hear me whining about how crazy my life is. So I'm behind. And yeah, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do door number 17. I can't believe how much of this canvas is done. It's a lot. A lot of this canvas is done, and it's beautiful. And this beautiful canvas, this beautiful artwork, this is done by the artist Randy Wollenmann. And if you hop into my description box below, you will find a link to his website and all of his gorgeous paintings and artwork, and as well as a couple links to places that sell his puzzles, paintings that they turned into puzzles. So check them out. They're gorgeous. His work is gorgeous. And yeah, I got permission from Mr. Wollenmann to do this Advent series. He said, have fun with it. He was really cool. So I appreciate you, Randy, if you happen to be watching this long series. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this square up, and we're going to see what the Christmas fact is underneath. Yeah, we're going to go check that out. Hold on a second. All right, let's see how well I did here, because I think my, what is it called? My ceramic cutter is losing some sharpness, some steam, going through all of these, having to go through all of the washi tape and everything. So I'm going to have to order another one. Yeah, we're gonna, I can't cut with her. Okay, I'll just fix that later. So that is the big square we are going to diamond paint, and let's go ahead and look at this. The Statue of Liberty is the largest Christmas gift ever given. Standing over 150 feet tall, weighing 225 tons, France gave this to the U.S. in 1886 as a holiday gift. How cool is that? I honestly didn't, I mean, I knew France gave it to us. I didn't realize it was a Christmas gift. Very cool. All right, guys, I'm going to set us up with the light pad and get us diamond painting. Hold on. Okay, so we are ready to start diamond painting, and I'm going to tell you a little story. So this was, geez, I don't know how many years ago now. I don't know, but it was years ago. Bob and I, we were married, and so, okay. His daughter bought him Van Halen tickets for his birthday. And we went as a double date. She took her boyfriend at the time, and Bob and I went. And the concert was, let's see, his birthday was like that Saturday, and the concert was on Thursday night. So we went to the concert. We had a blast. We drank back then. Like the four of us drank. We Ubered over there. We had so much fun. And, you know, we're jumping around. We're acting a mess. And all of a sudden, Bob says to me, he screams to me because it's so loud. He screams to me, I think I broke my foot. And then he just starts like banging his head to the music and screaming. And I'm like standing there. I'm like, what? So I think I heard him wrong. And I screamed back. I'm like, what did you say? And he goes like this. He points down to his foot and he mouths, my foot. And then he goes like this, broken. And then he just starts singing the song again. And I'm just standing there like, okay. So naturally, I didn't really think he broke his foot. Like, I was just like, he obviously hurt his foot or something, but I don't know what happened. So when we get out and we get in the Uber, we're going home. I was like, what did you do to your foot? And he's like, I'm pretty sure I broke it. And I was like, how? And he said that, because he always wears boots when he goes out. But this night, for some reason, it was in the summertime, he wore his sandals, like, and he said that, like, the toe part rolled under and it rolled his foot, like, on top of itself when he was, like, jumping up and down or whatever. There was a lot of jumping up and down and hooting and hollering and acting a mess. So I was like, you know, does it hurt? And he was like, oh yeah, it's killing me. So anyway, we were, you know, not of sound mind at the time. We were on our way back from the concert and we had many, many 30-ounce beers and whatever. So we get home, you know, we eat, we go to bed, and I wake up. He wakes me up and he's like, Kim, I'm going to the eye doctor. And I'm like, obviously, like, a little hungover and just like, huh? And he's like, I'm going to the eye doctor. I can't see out of half of my eye. And I'm like, what? And he's like, it's just black. They told me to come right now, so I'll be back. And I'm like, okay. And I like went back to sleep. Isn't that horrible? So I had to work that night. I worked at a different hospital at the time, that really high level hospital, highly acute. And so I had to work overnight in their ICU. So I went back to sleep. Well, I get a call. I don't know how long later, probably a couple hours, you know. And he's like, yeah, I have a problem. He's sending me to a retinal specialist. So backstory is that he had cataract surgery. It was like in his early 50s, or like when he, like right after he turned 50. I'm not really sure. I think he was like 51 or something like that. And yeah, he had cataract surgery. He had really bad cataract in both eyes. So he had, you know, cataract surgery earlier that year. So his birthday's in August. He had cataract surgery in like February in the one eye, and then in March on the other eye. So he thought it was related to that, like him waking up and not being able to see out of half his eye. It was like his vision field was just cut in half. And so he thought it was somehow related to this cataract surgery. And so he gets there and they look at his eye and they're like, you need to go to a retinal specialist right now. They told him, drive there right now. Don't go anywhere else. Don't stop anywhere else. Don't do anything else. I'm going to call ahead and tell them you're on your way and that you need to be seen ASAP and yada, yada, yada. So he calls me and he tells me all this. And I'm just like, oh my God. So of course I get up, he gives me the address, and I drive over there and meet him. And yeah, so I drive over there and I meet him, and we did have to wait a little bit, but not crazy long. I mean, it was super busy in there. And when I get back, I will tell you what happened. Enjoy the music.
It's an early December morning. No one but we are. We look out the window as it's starting to snow, and I realize as you hand me the door, we got by. Falling just like these snowflakes, tumbling down, round and around. I'm falling just like these snowflakes, falling for you, falling for you. Hadn't counted on love for Christmas. This caught me right off guard, but I ain't complaining. It's a wonderful present, a gift that comes in the shape of a heart. And I'm falling just like these snowflakes, tumbling down, round and around. I'm falling just like these snowflakes, falling for you, falling for you. And if I were to make a wish upon a star, would it be too much to ask? A place forever in your arms, and for this moment to last. Because I'm falling just like these snowflakes, tumbling down, round and around. And I'm falling just like these snowflakes, falling for you. I'm falling for you. I'm falling for you. Just like these snowflakes, tumbling down, round and around. I'm falling for you. Just like these snowflakes, falling for you. Yes, it's true. I'm falling for you.
Okay, so first third of it is done. And I think we can all pretty much see what's happening here. We got like 4 legs, a little bunny, and then here's his cottontail. So I'm just going to move this down because we're going to diamond paint this part. And I'm going to keep going with my story. Okay, so they take us back. We go back and we meet the retinal specialist. And he looks at Bob's eye and he says, "You have a detaching retina." And he tells Bob, you need emergent surgery. We're going to do surgery on you tomorrow morning. We need you to be at the hospital at like 7 o'clock in the morning or whatever. And so he says, I want you to go home. I want you to lay down. I want you to close your eyes. And I don't want you to do anything else. He says, I don't want you to look at your phone. I don't want you to read. I don't want you to watch TV. I don't want you to be on the computer. I don't want you sitting up. He said, I literally want you to go home, lay down, close your eyes, and zen out, sleep or whatever. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. So if you don't know anything about a detaching retina, if the retina detaches completely, you're completely blind in that eye. There's nothing they can do. If you catch it early and they're able to reattach the retina, they laser it back on, then they can save your eyesight. So that's what we did. We went home. He laid down, and we just waited till the morning, and we got up and we drove over to the hospital, and he had surgery. And it was really cute. I'm going to see if I can find it. But the OR team wrote Bob because, that was his birthday, because his birthday was on the Saturday. So we went to the concert on Thursday. He found out his retina was detaching on the Friday, and he had his surgery on his birthday. So the OR team, when he came out of the OR, and he was awake during it actually, but when they, I guess, completely woke him up and everything, he had a drawing on his chest. The OR team had drawn him a little drawing, a happy birthday drawing. So I took a picture of it. It was really cute. And, while they talked to him, and, they asked him what he did for a living, and he told them at that time he had a martial arts school and everything. So, they knew he was a martial artist and this and that. So, it was really cute. So I'll show it to you if I can find the picture. So anyway, he was able to go home that day. He had an eye patch on, and what they do is they laser the retina, the way the doctor describes it, it's like imagine on the back of your eye, on the back, so your eye is round, on the back wall behind the eyeball, it's like the retina is like a piece of wallpaper, and his was hanging. They said that it was pretty detached. And what they do is they put it back up against the wall, and then they laser it around the top. So they think that all the headbanging and jumping and everything at the Van Halen concert that's why he woke up and couldn't see out of half of his eye, because it was just pulling it down. So what they do is after they laser it, they reattach it, they inject either an air bubble or an oil bubble into the eye. And what that does, and then they make them lay face down, and the bubble floats to the top. You know how air or oil always floats to the top? And it gives it compression against the retina to hold it, to help seal it in place. And depending on how severe it is, they'll tell you how long you have to lay with your face down. So he actually had to lay face down for 3 days straight. He was only allowed to have his head up for like 20 minutes a day to like eat and to, go to the bathroom or whatever. But otherwise he had to lay with his face down to allow that bubble to help seal the retina back into place. So I bought him an airplane pillow with a hole in it so he can rest his face in it. And, also that way he could maybe see a tablet or his phone through the hole. Yeah, it was pretty uncomfortable for him, of course. And then the whole time you're terrified. You can't really see out of it because of the air bubble. So they put air in his. So the air bubble naturally dissolves through the course of a few days. And if they use an oil bubble, it's something that they have to go back in and extract out because, oil doesn't dissolve. So they used an air bubble in his. And as it started to dissolve, he started to have sight. But of course, you don't, the first day or two, you don't know if you're going to be blind. It was very, very terrifying. So the air bubble dissolved. He went back for a follow-up, and long story short, his eyesight was completely restored, and the doctor told him he was his miracle case of the year because his retina was so far detached. He really thought he was going to have some kind of residual, not be able to see out of part of his eye or something. He was actually concerned it was not going to work because it was so far detached, but it worked. Thank the Lord. And apparently after cataract surgery, you have a higher chance of this happening. So yeah, it was pretty scary, but his eyesight completely restored, and he hasn't had any issues since. Thank the Lord. So we, after all of that was said and done, it was about, I want to say, 2 weeks, because, we had to do a couple follow-ups and everything. So 2 weeks after his last follow-up, the doctor said, I don't need to see you anymore. You're good and everything. Bob looks at me and he says, I guess I should go get my foot looked at. And I was like, your foot? Yeah, remember he said he broke his foot at the concert? Well, when he woke up blind out of half of his eye, that kind of took a back seat to things. So when I come back, I'll tell you about that part of it. Enjoy the music.
Oh, it's Christmas time. I feel sad, I can't help it. Got you on my mind. I don't know how to cope this, because it's Christmas time and I need you around, darling. So come home, so come. Try to figure this out, 'cause you left something for me under the Christmas tree. So baby, come home tonight and let me hold you real tight.
Okay, there is the other half of that, or third of that little guy there. So we got 2 little bunnies in a ball. 2 little bunnies. And then we got our reindeer here. I'm just going to move this down so we can finish this off. It's a little on an angle here. We'll turn the light pad back on. There we go. And I am going to finish my story. Poor Bob. Oh, poor Bob. Okay, so his retina, his what is it? Retinal detachment. His retina is all fixed, and he's got his sight back. He's the surgeon's, the eye doctor's patient of the year, disaster averted, and signed off on that. And he says to me, I guess I should go get my foot looked at now. And I'm like, your foot? And he's like, yeah, remember I broke it at the concert? Now we're talking, it's 2 weeks later. And I'm like, wait, it still hurts? And he's like, yeah. And I said, well, when does it hurt? And he said, every time I walk. I'm like, well, why didn't you say anything? He is like, well, I was more worried about going blind. I'm like, fair enough, okay. So he goes to urgent care and he gets an x-ray of his foot 2 weeks later. And then emergency room doctor's like, oh yeah, there's a break in here. You broke something. You need to go see a podiatrist. So she referred him to a podiatrist. And he makes an appointment. So we go there. And so she comes in and she's like, I don't see a break. And he's like, really? And so he said, well, the urgent care doctor said there was definitely a break in there. And she's like, well, here's the thing. There is a bone in your foot that is separated. However, in X amount of, like, I don't know, 5% of the population, people are born without that bone fused. So you could be one of those people, or it could have been fused and you did break it. But the only way we're going to know that is if we x-ray your other foot. And she's like, but either way, I'm just going to prescribe you a boot to wear. And that should help with the discomfort and, you know, let it fuse back if that's the case or whatever. And so, yeah, so she gives him this boot that looked like, all right, guys, I teased him. So he was like walking around the karate school in this walking shoe, and it literally looked like a geisha shoe. And so I teased him and I said it looked like a geisha shoe. So yeah, he took it off and then he never put it back on. And now his feet are different. And like his, like, let's say this is his toes and this is like normal. And this side, his toes are like this. You know, like those old cartoons when someone takes a hammer and all the toes splay and they're like all red and swollen and going like this. Well, his is, it's like stuck like that. So I tease him and I say he's got a spoon and a fork. And his foot is just, so yeah. I don't know what that podiatrist was saying, but he clearly injured something because his feet are not the same anymore. And it clearly healed weird. And yeah, now he's got a spoon and a fork. But it doesn't hurt anymore. It took a long time. Eventually, I guess, you know, it healed wrong. And he's got some wacky feet. And yeah, he's fine now. So that was our night at the Van Halen concert. Detached retinas, broken feet, all disasters averted. And now we are all healed from that. So that is the end of my story. Can't take Bob anywhere, much less to a heavy metal head-banging concert. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this little triangled area up here. And I will meet you back at the end. You guys enjoy the music. The third section. Here is the whole reindeer. He's beautiful. I love his antlers. He's so gorgeous. All right, guys. Wait, let me turn the light off. Oh, look at him. He's so pretty. All right, guys, I'm going to zoom us out. Hold on. And there it is, guys. Wow. So all of this is done. It's gorgeous and colorful. I love it. Pick it up like this. And there he is. So pretty. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up on the way out, and if you want to see more from me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family and friends here at Kimbaskrafts. I would love to have you. You guys have a wonderful evening. Take care. Keep diamond painting.